History of environmental science. The history of the environmental science can be traced back to ancient civilizations, where people developed an understanding of the natural world through observations and trial and error. However, modern environmental science emerged as a field of study in the 20th century in response to environmental challenges posed by industrialization and urbanization. Here are some key milestones in the history of the environmental science. Point number one, conservation movement. The conservation movement in the United States, which begins in the late 19th century, sought to protect the natural resources from exploitation and degradation. Key figures in the movement included John Muir, who founded the Syria Club, and Theodore Roosevelt, who established the U.S. Forest Service. Point number two, silent spring. Rachel Carson's 1962 book Silent Spring raised public awareness of the dangers of the pesticide and other chemicals to the environment and human health. The book helped to launch the modern environmental movements in the United States and lead to the passage of the Clean Air Act, Clean Water Act, and other environmental regulations. Point number three, Earth Day. The first Earth Day, held on April 22, 1970, brought together millions of people around the world to call for action to protect the environment. The event helped to popularize environmental issues and lead to the creation of the US Environmental Protection Agency. Point number four, Rio Earth Summit. The 1992 United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, also known as the Rio Earth Summit, brought together world leaders to address global environmental challenges, including climate change and biodiversity loss. The summit resulted in the adoption of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change and the Convention on Biological Diversity. Point number five, sustainable development. The concept of the sustainable development, which seeks to balance economic growth with social and environmental goals, emerged in the late 20th century. The concept has been embraced by many governments and organizations around the world and has led to the development of sustainable practices in areas such as agriculture, energy, and transportation. Today, environmental science continues to evolve in response to ongoing environmental challenges such as climate change, pollution, and habitat loss. The field is increasing interdisciplinary, drawing on knowledge from a range of disciplines to develop solutions that are both scientifically sound and socially just.